What's up, everybody? I'm Jamisha, and I like to talk about money. So if you like to listen about money, I'm going to talk about it. So if this is your type of video, then keep watching. So as I mentioned, I like to talk about money, and I'm doing this video as a follow-up to my bankruptcy story, as well as my bankruptcy follow-up video. So I am going to be answering some questions like, am I back in debt? What is my credit score? Also, I'll be answering some of you guys' questions. Some of the questions were a little saucy, so we're going to get into all of that. And if this is why you're here, then keep watching. So as I mentioned, I'm going to be answering all of you guys' questions, some of the burning questions. I have my sticky note here so I can stay on track. So first things first, as I'm recording this video, it is September of 2023. I filed for bankruptcy in October of 2019. So that's what, 4 years, roughly 4 years ago. So that is my current status. I think the one thing that people always ask me, even my family and friends, is, and I apologize if I talk too fast. I'm gonna try to slow down, but sometimes when I get on a roll, I get on a roll. That is, what is my credit score? So currently my credit score is 723. That is my current score. That is not my Credit Karma score, which I want to make a video talking all about Credit Karma and how I feel about it. But this is my actual score. I pulled it this morning. So that is my score, 723. Next, on my handy dandy sticky note, I'm going to be answering some of you guys' questions, and some of them I thought was just really out there. And one of the questions, I don't know if it was a question, it was more like a statement, I should say. And that was, where is my kid's father? And, you know, one comment was, you know, oh, your kid's father should be paying double child support or child support, and you know, why are you not pursuing that, and what's going on with that? And I was just like, wow, people are interested in that piece. Out of everything I mentioned in the video, like, that's what you took out of the video, was like that I have a kid? Like, what? But to answer your question, I am the sole provider financially and all around for my kid. I do not care to go any further than that, but I am the sole provider of my child, and that does include financially. So there is no one else for me to get child support from or any additional funds for. At the end of the day, it is all me, and I am okay with that. Some of the other questions were my attorney. So I live here in the Metro Detroit area. A lot of people wanted to know, who was my attorney? Who did I work with? So the attorney that I worked with, his name was Stephen Parker. I did check like a week ago about him, and he's still in the same location, and he was fantastic. He was extremely helpful. So if you do, you know, if you live in the Metro Detroit area like I do, and you do go to him, please be sure to say, hey, I was recommended by Jamisha, and that, you know, he probably owes me lunch if enough people go to him. But I will say that he was extremely helpful throughout the process. It was something very scary for me. It was very emotional. He really helped me through that process, and even after, I had some questions about some things well after my case was closed and he was completely done with me. I did go back and ask him questions, and he answered them right away. So I really do recommend him to anyone, because he was such a good bankruptcy attorney. And not only that, bankruptcies is what he do. You know, it's not like, you know, he's your divorce lawyer and also your bankruptcy lawyer. No, he's genuinely a bankruptcy lawyer. So if you go, tell him that Jamesha sent you. And Stephen, if you ever watch this video, you owe me lunch. Simple as that. I'm giving you business. You owe me lunch. So all right. So another question that I get a lot, and a lot of times I get this from my family and from my friends that know me, and that is if I am back in debt. And the answer is yes, I am. I am in debt, but it's not what you think. So do I have balances on my credit cards? Yes, I do. However, they are completely manageable. I looked into the snowball effect, which I think is something that Dave Ramsey talk about. I'm not a huge Dave Ramsey fan. However, I do take different things from his messaging, and so right now I am applying the snowball effect to my balances, and that's really working for me. But one thing that I found out with credit and with credit cards especially, that it is like a juggling act. So I actually had a credit card with a very large balance, and I made a significant payment on that credit card, and I thought, okay, you know, I'm doing really well, things are really good. And they gave me an extra $2,500. And it was like, what? You just want me to spend more. Like, you were encouraging this bad behavior, but it's all good. I appreciate the credit increase. I will say that with my credit cards, I have never went and asked for any increases, that they have, I guess, naturally increased my credit my credit limits. I've never actually, contacted the company and said, hey, can you increase my credit limit? I've never done that. They've just naturally increased. Right now, I do have 3 major credit cards. I also have a Bob's Furniture credit card. That is a long story. I am not a fan of retail credit cards at all. I do want to create a video where I talk all about that and some other stuff. But I have a Bob's Furniture credit card that I don't even use. But like I said, that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. But as of right now, I do have 3 major credit cards. Yes, they have balances on them. I have a complete plan in place to pay those credit cards off. Is nothing that I can't handle. One thing going through bankruptcy that you will learn, or you have already learned, is that you have to have discipline. Discipline. So that credit card where I have the lowest balance on, no, I'm not charging anything to that credit card at all. I am actively working to pay that credit card off. So with credit cards, you have to have discipline. Going through bankruptcy is something that I don't regret. I am very happy that I did do bankruptcy. I recently just saw a video where someone was talking about how they really regret going through bankruptcy. And again, I think it all depends on the person. It depends on if you went through chapter 7 or chapter 13. It all just depends. When I filed for bankruptcy, like I said, it was in 2019. Trump was in office. Trump had made it where had made some federal changes for bankruptcy to be easier for a lot of people, and I fell into that parameter. So it just depends on when you go through bankruptcy, what are the federal laws. It just all depends. But as for myself, I don't regret going through bankruptcy at all. I wish I would have went through with the bankruptcy a lot sooner. I was very pleased with the process that I went through. So hopefully that answers all of you guys' questions. If you have any additional questions for me, please leave them down in the comments. Thank you to all of my new subscribers. Keep subscribing. I want to create a community here, like I said, where we talk not just about bankruptcy, but all things financial, because I like to talk about money. I like to talk about finances and how it affects us, and budgets and all of that good stuff. So if you're like me and you like to discuss those things, as well as hear the information and my thoughts, then again, go ahead and subscribe, leave your comments below, and I will catch you later.